Hi, just wanted to give a little background on this next project. So this old boat that we found, I think it's going to be pretty neat to rebuild. My son bought a house 4 years ago or so, and out in the property this thing was buried probably halfway with more raspberries than you could ever believe growing out of it. There was probably 6-8 inches of dirt in it, and a groundhog had dug underneath it and was using it as a cover for his burrow in there. So we dug it out one day, loaded it up on a trailer, and that's how this project got to be in line to get some attention. So please subscribe, like, watch the series. We will be trying to get it back to a condition where it can actually be used as a boat, and we will go from there. Thanks. Ollie's busy running everywhere he can. So this is our second little boat project here. It is a 15.5 foot, I guess. It measures just a little over, just about 15.5, and it's about 60 inches wide. It's all fiberglass. I'm assuming it's polyester resin, but when I ask questions online, everybody says due to the type of fabric that was used with it, which I don't know if that'll focus on or not, that's not normally used with polyester resin. However, I'd be really surprised that a boat built in the late 50s, early 60s was done with epoxy. It's got a couple small holes. Gotta have a project, right? So there's one hole we got. And then there's one up here towards the bow. Now remember, this boat was buried at Garrett's house, pretty much being used as a planter with a groundhog living under it. So we got the outside cleaned up pretty good. We're gonna have to get it up on its side, power wash the inside, and yeah, I think with some sanding, we'll get this aluminum trim off, sand it down probably through the first coat of glass. We'll lay some new glass up on it and then see what the inside needs for repairs. But should be a nice little boat when it's done. Best I can tell online, they say they were rated at 60 horsepower, which this is a Herters St Lawrence. 60 horsepower. I understand the boat's probably fairly heavy because it's fiberglass, but yeah, should be some fun. Hope looking forward to get a little bit of fishing time in it one of these days. But we got to get some repairs done, obviously, and then we have to wait for our lake to get back. Hey, thanks for stopping by to watch the video. Today we're going to be working a little bit on the Herters St Lawrence. Holly's here too, aren't you, Holly? Huh? We're going to be, as I said before in a video I'd mentioned, this was pretty well buried at Garrett's house, so we're going to be trying to power wash the inside out a little bit. I'll give you a little shot of what it looks like pre-washed out, but it's kind of a mess. Roots, dirt. Gave the inside a quick spray down the other day, and it cleaned up quite a bit. When we look at the back half, there's still a lot of dirt, roots, all kinds of stuff still in here. However, nothing's growing that I can tell. A little bit of moss back there. So let's get started. Looks like we've got an aluminum frame structure. Someone put a little bit of steel angle iron in there to stiffen it up. Once we get this all cleaned up and apart, we will grind out these holes. We will reinforce it with some 1708. The whole boat will probably get 2 or 3 layers of that, maybe 4. We'll see what it needs. And I think it'll be a whole lot stronger than it is today by far. So, Ollie, you ready to start power washing, bud? You're still sniffing, I know. Let's see what we can do. So I've got the Herters up on stands, and you can see below we cut out some steel channel a previous owner at some point had put in. I assume as the hull had weakened and started to flex a little bit, they put this steel C channel in to stiffen the boat up. Here's a picture of the C channel, pretty stout stuff. But we've got most of the inside cleaned up here. We have got everything out of the transom area. Getting ready to probably attack this first. I will go ahead and sand up the floor along the transom area. Put some fresh glass down there just to get a good base, so when we do put the transom in and tab it to the floor, there's good fresh glass for it to stick to. We will go ahead, get this floor structure taken out, and probably the seats. We'll get this thing turned over and do some sanding on it. An old Mercury Quicksilver controller assembly. Okay, so we've got the aluminum brackets off the back, cleaned everything up. We've got no bolts or anything sticking through that were from the old transom wood. So from that we made a cardboard template around the back of this, just so we have a size to work with. If we look inside, we've got pretty much everything emptied out as well. Again, all the brackets and screws and everything have been removed. It needs to be sanded up clean. We will go ahead and make up a new wooden transom to fit in here that will be made out of 2 layers of 3/4 inch plywood. I've got 3/4 inch exterior grade plywood over here, so it'll be a sheathing. It'll be a waterproof glue, not marine grade as far as wood, so there could be some voids in it, but we're gonna work with it. I know that's what. And then we made up our cardboard template, so we will cut 2 of these out. We will go ahead and soak them in penetrating epoxy. We will epoxy the 2 of them together. We will go ahead and fiberglass over that to make sure it's totally waterproof, and then we will get it epoxied into the back of the boat itself. What's wrong, Holly? What's the matter? I know. I'm kind of thinking where these below the water aluminum brackets were on the rear. I'm thinking this was all still original, as it doesn't look like there's been any rework done to it. And it appears where the screws or the bolts went through, I scraped that one off, but like here, it's like a butyl, like a black rubber butyl type sealant that I'm guessing was used to prevent water from leaking in where the screws were. So yeah, I think it's definitely in bad shape, but it's I think fairly original. It hasn't been cobbled up and patched up and that kind of stuff. So we'll see where we go with it. Okay, next up, trying to get these 2 pieces of transom wood put together. We are going to take the 2 pieces, we're going to put epoxy between them, glue them together. For that purpose, to clamp them, I'm going to use some stainless steel hardware and screw them together. I've got a countersink bit and a pilot hole bit, so I just drew out a quick grid on the wood here, about 9 inches. We'll put a handful of screws in here just to get it clamped up together, and then we'll move from there. pretty handy drill bit. I think it was made by Amana Tools. It's got an adjustable stop. It's got the counter bore bit along with the pilot hole bit all in one. So you set your depth and you can just have at it. And it sets everything right where it's supposed to be. What's up, Ollie? Well, that didn't go so good. Now we got a broken drill bit. They had me impressed with it up to that point. What's up, bud? What? What's the matter? I think we're going to need some tools for this. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put the transom wood together. Both sides previously have been coated with a penetrating epoxy. We've got, as you just saw, we put pilot holes and counterbored the screw holes to clamp the two of these together. These have both been wiped down with acetone and given a quick scuff. We are using the Total Boat high performance epoxy. So we've already got that mixed up. We added some silica thickener to thicken it up a bit. So we are we're using the slow. It's a little warm out today. It gives me plenty of time because I'm slow at doing things. We're going to go ahead and spread this out evenly. And then we will put the other board on top and screw it down. Ollie's hiding under the table saw. Aren't you, Ollie? Okay, so we'll use a spreader. Try to get a pretty even layer of epoxy everywhere. What's up, bud? You don't want any glue on your snout. That'd be bad. That'd be bad. And we might need just a little bit more epoxy, it looks like. So we'll go ahead and add it into the cup we just had. These dispensers make it pretty easy. One of the hardener. One of the resin. And we'll get to mixing. Better do one more just in case. Once you get it mixed, it sort of goes from a foggy consistency when you first put the two together to a clear. I know a lot of people online say mix it till you think you got it mixed good enough, and then mix it a little bit more. Last thing you want is to have this stuff not set up. Of course, you don't want to overdo it and guess putting the air bowls in it can cause issues as well, so that's looking pretty good. Go ahead and add this one across the top here where it seemed to be short. And no, we didn't put the silicate in this part. I'll spread the rest of this out. Been a hot one lately. We haven't had so much of the Canadian wildfire smoke, so that's been nice. That's cleaned the air up a little bit. Nice to see the sun now. Thanks to all our friends north of the border. I don't know if it's because they've actually got stuff under control or the wind is blowing a different way. I think it's the latter of the two. So there we go. We've got pretty good coverage all around the edges, up and down the center. That's going to hold us exactly where we need. So we'll take our other board. Don't mind me, Ollie. I'm just moving stuff. We'll put the previously epoxied sides together. We know they're not perfect. We'll do some sanding and trimming to get these the same once they're glued up. Make the top even. Okay. Now we've got our stainless hardware. I'm going to take these gloves off so I don't get any glue on my screw gun. And we will start putting this together. Left my bit holder at home, so now this side will be facing the transom. These are stainless screws, so I don't really see the need to take them out. We will go ahead and put some thickened epoxy over each one of these holes just to seal it up, and then it'll be coated in fiberglass and epoxy anyhow, so I don't think we're going to have any issues with anything causing any water intrusion into this wood. If we do, we've probably got bigger problems at that point anyhow. So again, trying to overbuild. Well, that one went right through. And if nothing else, when you overbuild, when something goes wrong, you know you have a big problem then. But this gives me something to do. Trying to start in the center, work my way out, so we don't get any portion of the wood binding up or rolling up, or try to keep it as flat as possible. pulling up nice. We're getting a little squeeze out. Now head the other direction. Should just run up to the house and go grab my bit holder. Because this thing always wants to keep falling out, but I guess that's what you get when you're working on projects in too many different spots. I can see epoxy resin coming up through a few of these holes. Put some air holes in there for it, so that's good. Go ahead and smooth those off before it dries up, so it's just not more sanding work later. You don't think you can get under my feet anymore, do you, bud? I know, you found the cool spot. On the cement, in the shade. Smart dog. Okay, that's all our screws. One more. That's all our screws. We'll let this dry up. We'll take the belt sander. We'll even up the two. I thought I was fairly close, but it looks like I'm off in a couple spots, but oh well. We'll get those evened up, and then we will go ahead and cover this with fiberglass and epoxy. Then the next step on the boat's going to be get the back seat out so we have some room to work in there. We will get that sanded down and do the install of this. Hey, just wanted to say thanks for watching so far as we tackle this old Herters fishing boat. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think. Definitely an old piece of history, and I think it's pretty cool to try to bring it back so it can actually be used again. Anyhow, I really appreciate everybody watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Make any comments you have, any suggestions. Please go ahead and subscribe. And with that, we will get on to planning our next steps. And Ollie looks like he's heading off ready for a walk. So we'll see you next time.